So again, there is quite an advanced approval workflow engine that's inherent to Remedyforce that we can use for incidents. We can use that for the knowledge base. We also can use that for our change management process. Okay. And so again, for the sake of time, we're pretty close to the top of the hour. Another thing that I think is really important when you look at any service management solution, and that's the reporting aspect. All of this is great, and you'd expect any tool to be able to do this type of tracking, but really, at the end of the day, you've got to be able to get useful metrics and useful information out of the system. And so I'll tell you that there's no product that's going to have every KPI report, every report that you possibly want. So in my mind, one of the key differentiators is how easy is it for you to make modifications to the reports and to the dashboards. So here's an example of some of the dashboards that we would provide out of the box. Certainly you can make adjustments to these, add additional reports, add additional graphics, and so forth. And by the way, these dashboards, they can automatically be sent to users in the form of email on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Also, you would have the ability to view these dashboards through your mobile device. So a BlackBerry, Android, an iOS device, and you have access to the dashboards as well as the ability to register new incidents. And again, you're doing that as a staff member. But at any point in time, if we, with the reports, you can see here, for example, these are incidents broken out by category. So we can see the results. In those results, we have direct links to the record. So if we want to open up an incident, we just click that, open up that particular incident. But also, creating a new report. Again, that's really the key because none of these solutions are going to have every possible report that you want. And so the ability to create a new report quickly and accurately is critical. So, for example, if I wanted to create a report, let's say incidents with a specific priority, we could choose the type of predefined report template, and then from there we just create, and then we can choose which filter we want on the report. So if we want to see the client that's associated to each of these individual incidents, we want to see description. Maybe we want to see things like the resolution time in minutes for each of these incidents. And again, we can just drag and drop these values onto the report. It's quite easy to do that. Let's see here. We want due date. We'll just drag that in here like so. Didn't get that one, so let's go back here. This one's not allowing me to bring that field on the form for some reason. Maybe it's already there and I'm just not seeing. But at this point, I can then, do I want to see incidents, my incidents? Do I want to see all incidents in the application, only incidents that are assigned to a certain queue, as well as what date ranges do I want to see this information? And then I can begin to summarize this information. Maybe I want to break this out by priority. So if we look here at priority, we can see the incidents broken out by priority. Then at that point, we can graph the reports appropriately. So it's quite easy to make these types of manipulations and create your own custom reports. Once that report has been created, then we can just simply run that, and then if we wish, we can schedule this report to be run and sent out in an automated fashion through email on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, that type of thing. So again, reporting is certainly available in Remedyforce, but more importantly, it can very easily be manipulated. So Dick, we're at the top of the hour. I think we've, at least at this point, given customers a good overview of the capabilities of Remedyforce. Did we have any questions along the way that maybe we can address before we close out? We were trying to keep this to an hour-long presentation so everybody can get back to their day. But any questions that maybe we can address quickly?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I actually had a question as well, because remember, one of the things that I had mentioned when we first signed on is look at for ways where you can reduce the cost of service management in your own organization. And one obvious way to do that is through upgrades. And I know you talked about that a little bit when we were just getting going. But maybe you can go in just a little bit more detail. I don't think it's quite as simple as you come in one Monday morning and everything's been upgraded for you, but there certainly isn't any upgrade charges that you're going to have to deal with. If you're used to the old software on-prem, you might have to hire somebody to come in and upgrade for you. And it was quite an operation. I don't think that's the case anymore, and I want you to describe a little bit about that. And then I think we may have one or two other questions that some listeners have gone ahead and submitted, so you can go through some of those questions as well. I'm going to have to sign off now because I have a 3 o'clock meeting, but anybody that certainly wants to listen in and continue on with Ron, and if you want to submit some more questions, that's great. So Ron, thank you very much. Very good. And why don't you go ahead and just answer the question, and then any others that may pop in.
Certainly. So when you talk about upgrades, you're absolutely right. BMC does, again, offer those upgrades as part of your agreement with BMC and having access to the software. Basically what happens is BMC will contact customers when there is a new release, and then they'll work with you on a upgrade schedule. Again, whether you want to do that in a sandbox environment first or, go straight to production, the timing of that, and two, you do have the option of not upgrading. Not that, we would recommend that, but if you, for one reason or another, want to stay on an older version of Remedyforce, you can do that at least for a certain amount of time. But that's in general the process for the upgrade. Is at BMC, you'll work out an upgrade schedule, and then at that point, they will do the upgrade during off hours. Now, even during the upgrade, my experience is that you'll still be able to use the application. You might see some degradation of service, meaning that it might perform a little bit slower, but you don't have to shut the system completely down. And that's, again, one of the primary differences between a true software as a service solution and platform as a service solution like Force.com versus just spinning up a server in a virtual farm in a data center, and at that point someone has to make sure those servers are still maintained and upgraded and things of that nature. So it's not quite as scalable when you talk about a cloud-based solution versus a true software as a service. Okay, so I see a question from Jeff Marcus, and his comment is that we're currently using a heavily customized software solution for our help desk. With your product, is there any way to provide our customizations to your system? Absolutely. So within Remedyforce, you have the ability to customize the database structure. You can customize the forms. You can, assign different forms to different individuals. So what you're seeing here are some of the more administrative capabilities. But certainly, when you talk about customizing a field or adding a field, you have, you can see the options are quite impressive in terms of the types of fields that you can add to the database, and then ultimately add those to your self-service or your staff forms. So depending upon the exact customizations that you're referring to, it's, just like with any customization, it can be a very simple thing, such as adding notification rules and workflow rules or customizing forms, or, it might be more complex, which, again, the platform allows for that. There is what Force.com refers to as Apex code, which is their own programming language that we can use for more complex scenarios. All right, let's see. It looks like Valerie's also put up a link on the chat, or letting everybody know that we will be posting this on YouTube and providing you a link to that. So, is there any other questions? So I think those are the only questions at this point. So again, I want to thank you. Can you port existing knowledge base from the old service desk tool into BMC. Yes, and that's something I didn't talk about is the integration capabilities with Remedyforce. So even though it is a SaaS solution, you do have the ability to bring your on-premise data to the application through an open source integration tool called Untitled. That's what we commonly will use. And Untitled allows us to bring Active Directory data and push that to the cloud to your clients in Active Directory. We can push that to Remedyforce. Your asset data that maybe another discovery tool is collecting, whether it be a BMC solution or not. But yes, absolutely. And so going back to the question of the knowledge base, we can, if that is in an ODBC data source, for example, we can easily publish that to or import that into Remedyforce through those integration tools. Okay. All right. Well, again, thank you so much for your time today. Hopefully you found this to be useful. I'm almost certain that I probably didn't answer everyone's questions, and hopefully we just kind of piqued your curiosity. So at any point, contact your RightStar account manager. We'll gladly set up time to discuss your specific needs more one-on-one. And as Valerie stated in the chat, we will be sending out emails with links to the recorded session here. So hopefully you had a great day, and this was useful, and thank you so much for your time.